If you thought you had heard the last of the no handshake controversy after the India-Pakistan game, well, there's another twist to that story. The latest is that Pakistan have written an official letter to the ICC to ensure that Andy Pycroft, who was the match referee in the India-Pakistan game, former player of Zimbabwean origin, he be removed for all future Pakistan matches, or Pakistan will not play any other game. Just for the record, the next game Pakistan is playing is versus the UAE, the last group game, and for that as well, Andy Pycroft is the match referee. So PCB has written to the ICC to intervene and remove him. Now, what is their grievance? They are saying that Andy Pycroft informed Salman Ali Agha, the Pakistani captain, at the start of the game that the Indian captain will not be shaking hands, so no shake hands will take place at the toss. Now, that is reason enough for PCB, Pakistan Cricket Board, to write to ICC that we do not want him as the match referee. Let me break this entire story down in 3 big points for you. Let's start with the grievance that the Pakistan Cricket Board has at the moment. Now, they have written a letter to ICC. Let me try and understand that. And to put context to it, the head of PCB is also their interior minister in Mohsin Naqvi. Mohsin Naqvi, as PCB chief, has written to the ICC. Now, the only question I have is, why do you want the ICC to intervene? This is not an ICC tournament. This is a tournament of Asian Cricket Council. All decisions about the venue of the tournament, whether it be hybrid, not, everything, who will be the host and all other playing conditions are taken by the Asian Cricket Council. So, why does the PCB have to write to the International Cricket Council? Yes, all these officials are part of the match officials that you have in International Cricket Council, but you borrow them for this tournament. And so ACC is well within their right to appoint or remove any match officials. So why have they written to ICC? Now, Mohsin Naqvi, this is where things turn interesting. Mohsin Naqvi, the head of PCB, could have easily written to Mohsin Naqvi, the head of the Asian Cricket Council. It's the same person. If you were not happy with the match referee, you could have taken that decision as the president of Asian Cricket Council. Now, that then takes me to my second point and the bigger question. Is Pakistan really serious about removing the match referee from that place, or is this just playing to the galleries? Because remember, after what happened in that game versus India and Pakistan, which clearly would have left the Pakistani players red-faced because the Indian players chose not to shake their hands. Also, you had the Indian captain dedicate that victory to the armed forces as well as victim of the terror attack in Pahalgam. If that's left PCB red-faced, and they need to be seen to be taking some sort of an action, so they have now written a stern letter asking the match referee to be removed. But as I said, if you were really serious about removing the match referee, you do not need to write to the ICC. You could have addressed it at the Asian Cricket Council level, where Mohsin Naqvi is also the head. That is the thing that you have to consider. And now, the other question that really comes is, even if you decide to remove him, and you could have done it at the Asian Cricket Council level, what are the bases by which you're going to be removing Andy Pycroft? Has he done anything that is outside the rule book? He, remember, is just the messenger. If you are aggrieved, then you should be aggrieved with the captain of the Indian team for deciding not to shake hands. The match referee merely informed the Pakistani captain that the Indian captain does not want to shake hands. And remember, the match referee also cannot force the Indian captain to shake hands because it's not part of the rule book. It is all customary. You know, shaking hands at the toss or after the game, it is for individuals to decide. So the match referee here merely communicated that, and so he, in any sense, does not become the guilty party. It's not that the Indian team is the guilty party. It's also well within their right not to shake hands. But if you are upset about what happened at the toss, then you really need, you are at the moment barking at the wrong tree. You need to really address the issue at hand. And Andy Pycroft then is not the person that is responsible for it. And that is something then the PCB also needs to look at, unless this presents a very different scenario and unless the motive is much larger. maybe you can preempt that, if it was up to the ACC, you could take a call and remove him. You've gone to the ICC. There's a good possibility ICC does not remove him. Why? Because he's not done anything outside the rule book. So what happens then? Then that might just offer Pakistan an excuse to pull out of that UAE match. And what does that do? If Pakistan pulls out of their final game versus UAE, if Andy Pycroft is the match referee, then they're eliminated from the tournament, which means India and UAE go through. And that then reminds me of what a Pakistani fan said very recently, that maybe India should have boycotted the Asia Cup. That would have saved Pakistan the embarrassment of losing the game. Who knows? Maybe the way the Pakistani team got hammered versus India in that encounter, maybe this is a long-term strategy. Maybe if Andy Pycroft continues, that gives you a way out of not playing that UAE game. That gives you a way out of not facing India once again on the 21st. That was due to be the second game between India and Pakistan. Maybe that then allows you to wriggle out of a very tough situation where you were going to come up against arguably the best team on the planet, against whom you had very little chance of winning the encounter. You let us know what you think of this entire scenario, this threat that PCB has issued of not playing the game versus UAE, and with that almost ensuring that if they don't play the game, they'll be eliminated out of this tournament. Give us a like on the video if you're enjoying our content. Share it with your friends who are craving for some more news to come out of the Asia Cup. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today. Nikhil Naz signing off.